Thank you all for coming to this convening of the Cultural District. We appreciate you being here so early on this chilly morning. I want to also thank our committee for the Cultural District. We have the members here. Joan Lundgren is the vice chair. Priscilla Almquist Olson is a member. Kristen Stone is a member. And of course, Fred Ames is a member. And Marky V. I can't pronounce the last name. Marky V. And then Amy Rodriguez is our cultural district liaison to the town. So I want to thank them first for all the great work that they've done over the years. It's a lot of work to put together all of these events, and they just do it seamlessly. It's really great. And if you don't know me, I'm Dottie Fulginetti. I'm chair of the Cultural District and chair of the Select Board. So I get to touch a lot of these events from a lot of different perspectives. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to have this wrapped up in an hour so people can leave. That doesn't mean you have to rush right out the door. We want to make sure that you eat and drink the food here. And we're going to just, I'll turn it over to Amy. She's going to talk a little bit about what we've done in the past year. And then we're going to pass the microphone around to everybody to give us updates on what your organization does. But we're going to ask you to be pretty quick about it so that everybody has an opportunity to speak in the hour that we've allotted. I want to also just talk a little bit about cultural districts. Easton is one of only a handful of districts in the state. It's very, very hard to get this designation. And I want to give a nod to Carolyn Cole, who is the one who started this and had done really a great foundation for us to continue it on in her memory. So just thinking of her today, she would have loved to been a part of this. And we feel her in all the events that we do. The people and the organizations that are in our community as part of this district have been really doing amazing work, working together. And, you know, the arts are something that touches everybody, whether it's, you know, visual arts, communication, poetry, concerts, you know, media. We're so fortunate to have our own art gallery in Easton with our local artists. Dolores Staten we'll talk a little bit when we go around, but she's our featured artist. If you take a look at her artwork, amazing. She exhibits in the art co-op, so we're so fortunate to have such great talent in our community, and we try to do everything with the Cultural District for free or very low cost so that everybody can participate, and cost is not a barrier to people. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Amy, and she's going to give you a little bit of information about what we've done this year.
Thanks, Dottie. Good morning, everyone. I'm Amy Rodriguez. I'm the Cultural District Liaison. Thank you all for coming. It's cold, it's early, but you know, it's warm and welcoming in here. So it's a great day for us to talk about our arts and cultural community here in Easton. We're proud to say we've had a really fun, vibrant, successful year in the Cultural District. I'm just going to give a brief recap of what we've done. It's hard to believe, but we kicked it off with our arts and media show and reception back in April. That was at 50 Oliver Street, co-sponsored by ECAT. They live streamed the whole event. We showcased 25 artists. We had musical performers. We were able to honor the Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation and their family for all that they've done for the arts and cultural community. And Elvis even made it into the building, so that was a really wonderful celebration of the arts and you know, local arts community here in Easton. So that kicked it off, and then at the same time we launched our Artist on Display program at Town Hall. We have a monthly rotating basis of artwork at Town Hall. Dolores was one of ours. So the public and Town Hall employees can appreciate and enjoy that, their local artwork. Dottie mentioned the Art Co-op Gallery at 50 Main Street, which is that cute little Cape House in front of Ames Shovel Works. If you haven't been, please stop in. They're open on Saturdays and Sundays. They've been very active. They added 3 new members this year. One of them is here today, Bonnie Tate. She's a nature photographer. There's something for everyone there. You know, all ranges of prices and genres, as paintings, photography, basketry, jewelry. there's really something for everyone. It's just a really special place. It's peaceful, and it's just a beautiful space. So check it out when you can. They also have a guest wall, so they're looking for guest artists as well. So think about them. If you know of any artists, send them their way. They also are at the library. They display at the library and are at community art shows as well. So I'm hoping, and I'm pretty sure they'll be a part of the Arts Festival as part of the 300th committee this year. We then had 6 weeks of fantastic live music outside on the steps of Ames Memorial Hall as part of our summer concert series. You know, hundreds of people every week. It's just a, you know, it's a really, what better, you know, than on a summer evening to, you know, be outside and listen to some really awesome bands. So we're really, really proud of that. And then we ended it with our End of Summer Music Festival, which was a beautiful September day. Again, we've been so lucky to have it. Fun for all ages. This year we added artists and kids activities. So for you organizations that were so, you know, helpful and offering those activities, we really appreciate it because it did, you know, elevate it and, you know, have activities for everyone. It was really fun for all ages. So that was the year, and I did tally up, all in all, what we did as part of all those events. And my calculations show that we showcased and promoted over 60 visual artists. We hired 8 large bands with multiple professional musicians. And one really fantastic sound guy. Where's Marky V? He was great. We hired 6 solo, yeah, really, the sound guy. We hired 6 solo performers. We engaged and promoted with numerous food and drink vendors, food trucks, and businesses in the district and outside of the district as well. We grew our social media and online networking followers. And our estimates are that we welcomed over 1,500 visitors to our events into the district as part of those 3 events. So we're also really proud to say that we worked this year to bring more accessibility to our events and to our programming and to our marketing to try to reach as many people and really be strategic about being accessible to in our events and programming. And also that we were intentional about showcasing artists and performers of all backgrounds, experience levels, experiences, and abilities. So we could not have done it without all of you, our cultural organizations in the district, our sponsors. So thank you for that sponsorship, for your involvement, your volunteerism, your in-kind support, your promotion. We really couldn't do it without all of the cultural and arts organizations in the district here. So I want to give special thanks to our sponsors this year, the Easton Lions Club, Bank of Easton, Avery Lee Williams Family Foundation, Easton Grange 196, Premier Properties, Hometown Auto, Gary's Farm, of course, Ames Memorial Hall, ECAT, Shoveltown Brewery, and the Town of Easton. You know, we really couldn't do it without your support. So we want to give special thanks to Easton Cultural Council because they have been very supportive financially so that we can bring performers of all backgrounds and abilities to our events. And of course, as Dottie mentioned, our state designating agency, Mass Cultural Council, who continues to support us financially with strategic planning support, marketing as well. We again received our $15,000 Cultural District Investment Grant this year. So there'll be some really awesome bands coming our way this summer. Yeah, it's been a great year. As Dottie said, we're really fortunate to have a culture district. There are, they added 3 this year, so now there are a total of 58. So we are one of only 58 culture districts state designated in the state. I think there's 351 cities and towns. And so we are told that there are just as many, about 60 cities and towns that are actively seeking a state-designated culture district in their town. It's so beneficial to supporting the arts, economic development tool. It's really, so we're very fortunate to have it. And one other thing I just want to say is that I create the newsletter every month. And I look at your social media, and I look at your websites and see what you're up to. We do big events, right? All of us do, and they have a big impact. But I see all the opportunities on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis that you provide to our residents. And, they're just so equally vital to people having a space to go. I think they call them third spaces, where it's not your home, it's not your work, but you can go there and meet someone that has a common interest or has a different interest, right? Or you learn a new skill, you take a walk, you're part of a book club, you can knit a chunky sweater at Shoveltown. There's really so many things, and they're all just so equally important and vital, big or small, to the health and well-being of our community. So thank you for your part in it, and we're happy to hear what you have going on this year and how we can help promote it and collaborate and support you all. So thank you for coming. All right.
Thank you. Amy has been a real game changer for us. She's really helped us elevate the work that we're doing with her experience, and real great at coordinating everything and working together with the district. I also want to thank Fred for hosting us today at Oaks Ames Hall. We really appreciate being able to be here in this beautiful building, and especially Joan. Joan curates all of the food and everything that happens at these events. Joan's also the person who works for the hall, engaging different events, weddings, music, does an amazing job. So if anybody wants to book an event at the hall, talk to Joan, and she'll take good care of you. So I'm going to start at the back of the room and work our way forward. So I want to give you guys just like a 30-second heads up. I'm headed in that direction. And we have some really great things to talk about. So what we want to do about this go-around, again, just a couple of minutes each, is, what do you think is valuable about the district? What would you like to see? What are you doing? Do we have any blind spots that, people think we could do a better job at? And, we're really excited that this is the 300th anniversary of Easton. So there's going to be a lot of great things happening this year. And we just want to kind of get the feedback of, as we plan for what we're going to do for the next year, what do people want to see and participate in. So I'm just going to start on the back, and I want to start with you, Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Alec, and I'm the owner of Auntie Zaza's Fiberworks, which is our local yarn shop. And we have, about 70 students who participate in 15 different knitting and crochet classes throughout the week. And many of our students talk about it like the anchor of the week, where they come in, where they come in, to be together. They have 3 days of getting excited about coming. They're there in their class, and then they have 3 days thinking about the fun they had. So I like to think of it in that way. So as I'm looking at Adam from ECAT, one of our achievements of this year is we have a cable access television show called Auntie Zaza's Fireside Chat. And we filmed a multitude of knitting and crochet classes that add to the community events for those who aren't able to come to the shop. In addition, we do several yarn shop activities, which is Love Your Local Yarn Shop Day, and we sit in it in public, and we have a yarn hall that happens in collaboration with 9 other shops on the South Shore that happens in September. And we were able to participate in the end of summer event. We collaborated with Love for Lindley Foundation and had an indigo dyeing event. And we are very grateful to be part of the community. I had the privilege of working with Carolyn Cole in the very beginning of the group coming together. And it's wonderful to see the seeds that were planted during the last, what is it now, over a decade, as we have evolved into being a recognized cultural district. It's really wonderful to see how all those, me and my fibers, but all of those threads are coming together in this beautiful fabric in our community with all the different ways we participate. So I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So the textile arts are, you know, a big part of our region, right? So Fall River, which is close by, is really known for its textile mills and arts over all these years. So it's nice to see that in Easton and tie that into our cultural district. And congratulations, Elizabeth. You're a real fixture in our downtown for many years now. So we appreciate your participation.
Thanks. I'm Jessica Block. I'm here from Ames Free Library. I know we have a lot of collaborations going with a lot of you already. We host the Garden Club with Books in Bloom, and we collaborate with ECAT all the time. They're one of our biggest promoters of our programs, which is really helpful, because if there's one thing we do need help with, it's just getting the word out about all of our programs, which I appreciate, Amy, too. Like you said, you dig our websites and our social media, and I know you promote a lot of our programs, and we are very grateful for that. Especially with this tricentennial year, a lot of what we're doing, our library's tagline is where the community connects, and we really do strive to be that space, that third space in particular, where anyone can be at any time. Just the library's open and public, and we try to welcome everyone. But in doing so, again, with our tricentennial year, what we're really trying to do is bring ourselves out into the community as well. So last night, actually, we hosted our first of 6 our tricentennial book club, where we're going out into the community and meeting at spaces out there. So we met at Shoveltown last night. It was very successful. We had a nice chat with the brewer, a nice book talk. So that was a really delightful way that we were able to go out and connect with the community. We will be over at Town Pool. We will be at Sheep Pasture. I know I'm going to forget a few places. We will be at Simpson Spring, Hilliard's, and Langwater. There we go. That's all of them. So we are trying to connect with all these, you know, small local places, but places that people want to be out there. So yeah. So as that's a kind of representative of some of the things that we do. Like I said, this year we're trying to get out more, but we have 4, I think, monthly book clubs on a regular basis. We have our regular story times and programs for all ages. We have a lot of arts and crafts that, again, hopefully, you know, speak to some of you with the cultural district interest. We do have a bunch. We're trying to really, you know, bring up our program for adults. Arts and crafts for kids are almost synonymous with libraries, and that's something that we still do a lot of. But we're also trying to pull in more for adults as well, and you know, get that interest and get people out there to join those programs. We've reintroduced our knitting program that we're hoping people will come and just sit and knit, not to compete with you, but to complement. Yeah, so again, we at the library, we want to welcome everyone to come and check out these programs, and then we ourselves are going to try to go out a little bit more. And if any of you ever want to partner with us, if you want to have us come and host something at your space, or one of the things that we offer, and we are always happy to do, is if you need a place to host something, we have the library, and more importantly, we have the Queeset House, where we have spaces. So if you have a presentation that you want to put on and share with the public, we can almost always facilitate that and make that happen. If you just have a small group and you need a place to meet, give me a call and we can make that happen. So yes, this third space community, drawing people in, that's really what we want to do. So thank you all for your support, and please send me any information if you want us to promote your things as well. So thanks. Thank you, Dottie.
Thanks, Jessica. Here's Joe.
Thanks, Dottie. Morning, everybody. My name is Joe Pitty. I'm the Deputy Director for Health and Community Services for the town. I oversee all the community programming, recreational activities, and parks in Easton. 2024 was a banner year for our department. We ran over 200 programs, and Frothingham Hall, where we're based out of, saw over 10,000 visitors, nearly 11,000, which is pretty significant. I think it translated to several tens of thousands of hours of service for folks on both the programming side of things and our veteran and community and financial services. Number of rides, number of field trips. We have offered senior citizens trips from anywhere from Fuller Craft Museum to Patriot Place, the Hall of Fame, and Lighthouse tours were really well attended. They maxed out. Our programming has become truly intergenerational. We are not just t-ball, soccer, floor hockey. We run programs that everybody in the family can attend. You're probably most familiar with the children's races, our egg hunt, some of the programs we run throughout the summer, special events. But we've started to branch out a little bit more and focus on well-being oriented programs. Some of the newer programs that we're pretty proud of were financial literacy, a mock stock market program that everybody in the family could participate in. It's one of one. It's the only type of program that's been run in the New England area that I know of. It's come through a partnership with the Stock Market Game Company, so it's something that is truly unique to Easton. And beyond that, we're looking at some really exciting programs, some environmental programs to talk about some of the history, the environmental aspects at a few of the parks that we have. Borderland, the town forest, through our junior ranger program that'll be run by a Recreation Commission member. In addition to that, if you have any programs or know of anybody that's willing to run something, any hobby that you could imagine is something that we're willing and able to run. We truly pride ourselves in offering something for everyone, regardless of what it is. To that end, I really appreciate the work being done in the cultural district. When I think of Amy, I think of the tireless work she's done in promoting not just what she's doing, but what everybody else is doing. And she's definitely been a staunch supporter of some of the initiatives that community engagement programming has had. She's been a regular at some of our shared mission groups, focusing on how we can integrate inclusion and equity into our recreational programming. I see some other members of that work group. If you're interested and you run programs in Easton, that group has been a terrific resource. It's resulted in a lot of tangible benefits for folks in the community who have individuals in their families that might have disabilities, cognitive or physical. So really anybody that's interested in getting involved in that, let me know, and we're happy to continue to expand that group. It's been really productive. Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a number of benefits that have stemmed from that group, and it can be a little bit easy to lose track of, but the group, in addition to a number of other committees around town, have been extraordinarily helpful in procuring a beach wheelchair to increase accessibility for folks at the town pool. It was made available middle of last summer, and we're hoping that it continues to get used by some of the groups in the community, particularly the respite houses that too often can go overlooked in communities, and how we can partner with them and get them involved in some of our programming, as well as other members of the community. So thank you for that reminder. But if anybody wants to chat, I'm over at Frothingham Hall. I love talking about recreation and expanding community programs. So thank you.
This is so great for me. Even though we work together, I hear all these new things that I had no idea of. So the financial literacy is amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you. So good morning. I'm Kristen Kennedy. I'm the Director of Health and Community Services, and I'm fortunate to have this wonderful Deputy Director working under me, taking us into a new generation and a new way of looking at community engagement. And as Joe said, beyond just recreation, we're truly looking at it as community engagement and having something for everyone. Because when Health and Community Services was formed, I can't believe it, 10 years ago now, part of our mission statement had to do with the World Health Organization's definition of health, and it not being just the absence of disease, but the presence of everything else. The community engagement pieces, the connections, and the supports. Unfortunately, our other deputy director is not with us here today, so I have another deputy director who is in charge of financial and veterans services. And that really, to me, I would love to have the opportunity almost to change her title, because she does so much more than that. She actually leads a team that is out in the community and involves a mental health liaison and a monthly gathering where we talk about those people in our community that are at risk. So I would also like to get the word out there that if you have somebody who's frequenting your programs or your establishments and you worry about them, we're the place to come. We can actually do some real tangible work with our care team. It stands for Community At-Risk Empowerment Team. We're not looking to swoop in and save the day. We're looking to teach people how to fish. We want to give them the resources and the supports that allow them to be and continue to be a part of our community. I'm just very fortunate to be here, and again, thanks to Amy for promoting everything that we do. Frothingham Hall is a bustling place right now. We're just about to start up the tax season, free tax preparation for pretty much anybody in the community through AARP, another partnership that we're really proud of that has done a lot of good in the community for those at risk. So I'll stop talking and pass it back to Dory.
Thank you, Kristen. Here you go, Sean.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. Longtime supporter of the Shoveltown Cultural District breakfast, but first time attendee. So I'm excited to be here. Also my first time in the hall, so I divulged that to Dottie. So it's really great to be here in a very beautiful room and building. I've been here in Easton for, I'm wearing out my, I can't say new anymore. I'm approaching 2 years, but in the communities that I've worked in the past, I have to say I have a lot of comparative data. Having something like the cultural district here is such an asset. It's something, the programs and initiatives and services that the cultural district provides gives those types of benefits that people come and move to Easton for. So really want to thank you for all the work that you've done to be able to make Easton a really great place to live, work, and play. On the town side, there's a lot of things happening right now, and I won't steal the thunder of our department heads that are also here, and Dave Clifton, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the 300th anniversary. Lots of really great events that are planned for the upcoming year, and our department heads have been really fantastic in being able to work with the Tricentennial Committee on being able to make those things happen. There's also lots of opportunities in the upcoming months and year that are going to chart the course of our community. We're working on a climate action plan right now. We're working on an open space and recreation plan. We're working on a municipal vulnerability preparedness plan. Lots of plans and lots of things that are happening right now that are going to be able to chart the next 5, 10, 20 years in the future. I'd be also remiss if I didn't mention promoting a sustainable Easton, which is a 19-member committee that was formed by town meeting to look at the financial and operating position of the town and be able to make recommendations for the future of our community in terms of being able to provide sustainable services in the years ahead. So I encourage you to take part in that and to be able to participate in an upcoming open house on February 26th. Details will be shared soon, and I'm sure that the Cultural District newsletter will be able to share some of those details. But also, we're happy on our side to be able to share and use the social media and newsletters and other platforms that we have to be able to share Cultural District events. So I just want to thank you all again for having us here and for all the great work that you do. And I will pass it back to Dottie.
I'm Bonnie Tate, and I'm a member of the Art Co-op and Gallery. So little cards here if anybody has, I'm sure many of you have heard of it, and Amy has already talked about it. We see Amy every month during our meetings. It's a wonderful place. It's in that small building, and when you walk in there, it's just filled with art in every corner, all different types of art. We do get visitors and people that walk by, and we've actually sold quite a few pieces. We have things from woodworking to jewelry, every genre of art there is. I myself am a wildlife photographer, and I show a lot of my wildlife photography, rule of thirds, et cetera. I'm not just like in the face of animals. Even on this cold weather, I'm out every day shooting in the field and leading walks. I prefer it to warm up a little bit. This is a little hard. I was on the Cape Cod Canal yesterday, and it was really cold. But the co-op itself is open Saturdays from 10 to 4 and Sundays from 12 to 3. And there's always a member there. And as Amy said, there's always somebody that is showing on the guest wall. So you have a lot of different types of things. We also do a lot in the community. We're at a lot of the cultural events. This year we also did something called En Plein Air, if I'm saying that correctly, where we were at the library, invited other people just to kind of come and bring your easel and paint amidst other painters and members of the gallery that were there. So it's a wonderful place. Definitely stop by. I know Amy talked about it quite a bit. And we also post on Facebook, and we're going to be for the 300th anniversary. During one of the cultural events, the artists will be there as well. So it's just really a good way, if you're interested in art, any type, stop by, because there's always, like I said, somebody's there who's a representative who can talk art, and art's a great thing to talk.
I'm Stephanie Danielson, the Director of Planning and Economic Development. The Cultural District is particularly important. It really helps make up the fabric of the community by having a cultural and art center that people can visit, whether you're an artist or not. Most people appreciate art and culture, and it's an opportunity to socialize. From an economic standpoint, when you have activities like the cultural district sponsors and hosts, you can attract people from outside of the community to Easton and familiarize them with all the wonderful features and assets that the town has to offer, because it really has so much to offer, not only its residents, but people from outside. And that helps drive economic. That's my day job, and that's what I think about when I think about culture and arts in Easton. I am also a founding member of Brockton Arts, and I know that artists like to reach out and get their work out into the public realm and beyond just where they're painting or drawing. And we at Brockton Arts actually had artists that participated in the Arts and Media show in the spring, right? That was in the spring. Very excited to be there and find another avenue and venue for their product. And I will be taking home a card from Dolores today so that maybe we can display some of her art in the 3 galleries that we manage in Brockton as well. So I would also welcome that exchange, kind of an art exchange program too.
Forgive me, I'm going to sit. I am Dolores Staten, and I'm delighted to be here. I would thank the Easton Cultural Council for inviting me so that I could come and display my art. I am mainly a watercolorist. I am now starting to do some acrylics. I have been doing watercolor for about maybe 40 years. But a meeting such as this is very reassuring to artists like me, because every now and then it looks as though people have forgotten to be creative. And so this entire group offers an opportunity for people to be creative, which is so key to who we are. It keeps us human. And so I am delighted that I have been invited, and I hope to get to come again. And I really want to applaud all of you, because this morning was a brutal morning to get out, right? So I really want to applaud you, and thank you so much for having me. I hope you'll take a minute or so to look at my work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores. Hi, good morning. I'm Linda Thompson-Clem, usually wearing my garden club hat. But this morning I want to talk, apart from a little bit about the garden club, about the garden club's latest big project. And before I mention it, though, I want to say thank you to Joe and Kristen for always hosting the garden club in your building, and we love it. We love it. The space is perfect. And thank you to the Cultural Council for promoting anything that we've done at the garden club or things that we plan to do. So this morning I just wanted to tell you about our big project. Well, thank you to the library as well. We love doing Art in Bloom. It's called the Tricentennial Garden at the present time, until we find a sponsor who would like to give us $50,000 and attach their name to it. But the Tricentennial Garden came about when the Garden Club was looking at what we could do for the anniversary. And excuse my voice. And so we decided on a garden, and meeting with Ken Michael one day, where better than to do it at the Historical Society, so that we can actually promote a full historical garden. The garden itself will be inside, and if anybody wants to have a look at a picture, I've only got little ones, but you're very welcome to have a look at a picture. We'll be inside if I'm standing at the front door of the Historical Society, it's over to the left inside the privet hedge. And inside that privet hedge, we're going to remove some trees, not the beautiful big ones, the old ones, some that need some help. And we're going to build a patio with the seating area. In the center of the patio will be, I'm calling it a granite medallion, and it will have the tricentennial logo engraved in it. And under this medallion will be a time capsule where we can gather some historical facts for somebody to open in 25 years and say, oh my gosh, they really did that then. And around, within this patio, there are 4 areas for planting, and eventually there will be a full planting, underplanting of all the hedges, which are going to be trimmed and made to look special again. One of the main things about this garden is that it's going to be a historical garden. The plantings will all be flowers, shrubs, perennials that you would have seen in the 1800s. And we've done quite a lot of research and looked into some of the other very old gardens around, and we hope that we can replicate some of those plantings. So I know information will be coming out via Amy, and I need to also thank the Easton Legacy Fund, because they gave us a wonderful grant to start the process for the garden, and also the Easton Cultural Council, who just awarded us a grant to go towards the garden. So I have information if anybody wants to look at anything about the garden. We are looking for sponsors, of course, as it's not a cheap project, but thank you for your support.
Thank you, Linda. I'm going to save you guys for last. Here you go, Karen.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to actually try to start first.
So hi, my name's Ed Bass, and I am the newly designated elected president of the Chamber of Commerce in Easton. We are delighted to be here as well. So the Chamber of Commerce, I've been involved for a few years, 5, 6 years now, taking on a leadership role, and the president's role is a little bit different for me in trying to coordinate my own business with the town, with the chamber's business as well. But so I'm going to read this because I wasn't totally prepared as to what I wanted to say, but I want to talk a little bit about what the chamber does. So the chamber, and it's right from our website, Easton Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership organization representing businesses and professional people. The Easton Chamber of Commerce mission is to unite, guide, and support Easton businesses with the goal of increasing economic opportunities and fostering a healthy business climate. We think that our chamber here in Easton definitely does that. We're a vibrant chamber. We've got many members, I think over 150 members now, and growing. And we put on events in town, and actually we share the space, our office space, with the co-op, the Arts Co-op. Very cool building. I love going in there, and Carrie has some office time in there, and I've had some office time in there. But a beautiful space, and being able to go and see the art that's in the co-op is very cool as well. So what, how we as a business organization, a chamber, are working together with the cultural district. Well, the cultural council, we've got members obviously in the cultural district here. We support our memberships. We have member-to-member discounts. We're just trying to, again, increase economic opportunities here in town, inviting new businesses to sign on, promoting their businesses through our social media network, doing ribbon cuttings for new businesses that are coming to town. We're trying to kind of be a little bit bigger in Easton now, and supporting our members and having networking events and working together with local businesses and our nonprofits as well. So with that said, I mean, we're just excited to be here. This is my first time here, coming to this breakfast. It's very cool. Geesh, the food, unbelievable. But thank you again for having us, and I just want to turn it over now to our new program director, Carrie McClellan.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. My name is Carrie McClellan. I am a lifelong Easton resident, well, lifelong born and raised here, moved away for a little bit, and recently moved back. And I am the new program director for the Easton Chamber of Commerce. I'm really excited to be a part of this. Thrilled to be here this morning to meet all of you. As I sit here and listen, there's so many opportunities for the Chamber to partner with all of you. And I've been writing down, I've got like 2 pages of notes so far about all of the wonderful things that we can do. And I really loved, I loved what Dolores said about creativity and business. I think it's always that left side, right side of the brain. And I do think that there's an opportunity always in every business to have some contribution, partnership with the arts. I think it really does make businesses thrive. I think it makes businesses work more effectively when there is creativity and art infused. And I'm really looking forward this year as we continue to make enhancements and elevate the Chamber of Commerce and all of the different things that we can do in the community. Ed and I are working really closely on a number of different things that we are going to put in place this year. Some exciting things are happening. If you haven't registered for our annual Business Appreciation Dinner on February 6th, this is my plug. Please do it now, because we are running out of seats, actually, which is exciting. But we are going to make some announcements there about some of the things that are happening with the Chamber of Commerce this year. And as I said, as I sit here this morning and listen, there are so many more ideas running through my head of opportunities where we can all work together and collaborate this year, and I think that's really exciting. So nice to meet everybody. Kristen, I need to talk to you, SMU. All righty, yes. Yep, saw your face, heard you talking, and said, oh my gosh, it's been a long time. But anyway, thank you so much for having me here this morning, and I'll turn it back over.
Thank you. Congratulations on the new role.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'll stand up. I think I would be afraid to block anybody, all 411 of me, but I'll just come over here very quickly. Sorry. My name is Jen Smith. I am new to the Natural Resources Trust of Easton as their executive director, but I've been a resident of Easton for almost 20 years. There's a lot of exciting things that we're doing in conjunction with a lot of really exciting things that the town of Easton is doing by way of the tricentennial, so I'm really excited to be in this role at this particular time. And I have 2 of our board members right here, Courtney and Amy, so good morning. And I want to just say there's a lot of things that the Natural Resources Trust of Easton, lovingly known as the Sheep Pasture, are planning in the next few years. More animals, new barns, but the thing that I'm mostly excited about is being more visible in the community as a community partner by way of collaboration, being able to host convenings for any local nonprofit. So please, again, to get that word out, we are here to use. More so, obviously, in the warmer weather, but we do have buildings to use. Inside, I've hosted some convenings already in the last few months. That's been really wonderful. I think the tricentennial is really illuminating the way that we can all work together by way of offering programming, how we align. Joe and I have had some conversations with how we can do that better. So it's my hope that even after the tricentennial comes, that cadence of working together continues. I think it's a great lesson learned of how we can move each other's work forward in a great way. And so I'm really thankful to be a part of that. We have obviously our major event every year is the Harvest Fair, but I'm really excited to announce that we're doing a big square dance in June, complete with a live band, which I know this group loves. So that'll be coming in June, and so I'm really looking forward to having that as a basis of a really fun thing to offer in the community. And we also do, we're looking to keep enriching in the community with our programming. We do a lot of on-site, off-site environmental education. We have a great team that does that. And so just offering here, if there are opportunities to collaborate or host any art activities. I love the idea of having, a free open space to do art for our residents or local groups. Happy to do that. And so with that, thank you very much for having me here today.
I want Dave to wrap it up, so let's go around
okay.
this way, 'cause Dave's got a little more.
You got vetoed. You were vetoed, Priscilla.
Priscilla, you gonna excuse yourself?
You're going to pass.
She's never passed an opportunity to speak in the Hi. Priscilla Almquist-Olson. Yeah, I've just gotten, I have, what, 30 seconds or 60? 30. That's what you was, remember, that's what you all were supposed to do, too. Now, I just want to say welcome to everybody. It's been a great pleasure to be on the board of the Charlottetown Cultural District. And I want to thank Joan Lundgren, especially for this wonderful repast that we've enjoyed. Everything homemade, everything delicious. Do you agree? Yes. Give a hand. And I want to thank Freddie Ames for, again, hosting this annual event. And now for me. I am, as you know, many of you, I have several shows on ECAT. And I have today invited Bonnie to appear on the show. And hopefully some of you will want to enlarge upon your treatise today and come on one of my shows to elaborate on what you're doing. So Joe's been on my show, and Elizabeth, and a few other people. Stephanie, you've got to come on. And so please speak to me. What? Huh? Oh. Anyway, I have Community Forum, Growing Up in Easton, which if any of you have, I would appreciate your being on that show. With Bill Ames, I do Film Connection, very interesting, and snippets from Sweden. I go every other year to my family there, and so that's there. And Adam is our cameraman and vice chair of the ECAT studios, is there smiling. I don't know why. Okay, but again, please see me if you're interested in promoting your business and your productivity, your creativity, etc. Okay? Thank you.
I'm going to be very brief. Is this on? It's not amplified. It's not amplified yet. No, kiss it. Oh, it's for you guys. Okay, there you go, Adam. Yes, I'm Fred, and my father said, you better blow your own horn because nobody else is going to. So anyway, and I want to thank Sean very much for mentioning the hall and saying you're grateful to be here, and we're certainly happy to have you guys here. And right back at the town, I want to thank the CPC, who has been very generous to this building over the years, and we owe them a great deal. So what we're doing is what we've done for 146 years. We provide a community center and a meeting place for people. It's as simple as that. And we are the performance and event center for the cultural district. We had Carolyn Cole on our board, and she was a force. And that's about it, really. We did the concerts, and we hope you all come to the concerts. We have them inside, too, and things are going great. Now, give me that mic. Please. Please. All right, here's Joan. We'll be really quick, because I know you don't want to hear us. But anyway, there you go.
No, I will try to be very quick, but I have three things I want to talk about. Number one, I am the rental agent for the hall, so if anybody wants to have an event, a wedding, an anniversary party, whatever, I'm the person to see. It's beautiful for events. Number two, and this is a shameless plug, February the 14th is what we call Disco Valentine. Disco Valentine. And that's a ticketed event. It's upstairs. Wonderful music with Disco Dream. Just get your bell bottoms out and come have a good time. We'll have a full display of desserts that we're calling Love Bites. It's just going to be a really fun night. Go to Oakes, O-A-K-E-S, ameshall.org for your tickets. They're going very fast. So that's my first shameless plug.
No, that's right. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I don't know. He threw me off. And then the really important thing that I have to say is April 26th. I'm on the town-appointed committee for the Tricentennial. We are having the Arts and Cultural Festival here, and it's sponsored by Northeastern Savings Bank. Thank you, Courtney. And Courtney and her employees have signed up to be volunteers, so that's wonderful. But it's going to be a terrific day. We're hoping to have about 40 to 45 artists on display and to sell their work. I'm going to be reaching out to local merchants for food, from the local restaurants to the supermarkets. And that food we're going to give out to the community. We want you to have a taste of what's in your community. It's going to be a great day, so I ask anybody who's an artist, whether it's pottery, Dolores, you better be downloading, any of your mediums, go to easton300.org. You can download the app, get the rules, send in photos of your work, and hopefully be a part of it. Again, easton300.org. I've talked too much. Fred is saying okay over here. But I want to thank Marky V. Came right in the kitchen this morning and helped me get everything ready for you all.
Oh, great. No, I'm going to just thank those two. I'm sorry, I'm not, but yes. She's shaking her head. I grabbed it. So is Kristen, who's great, she's on our board, doesn't have to speak, but she does a lot of work for us. And of course, Marky V, you see over there. So round of applause, please.
So one of the things that we talked about this year is that we always go to our local team, particularly the banks, and we ask for sponsorship. And so sometimes they don't take our calls, right, because they know we're asking for money. I'm just kidding. But what we wanted to do was, we wanted to incorporate them into the district because they are a part of the district, and they do host events where they have art and, share art with the community and everything. So I'm glad that Courtney was able to be here this morning. And I just want to give you a second if you just want to talk a little bit about the bank and your role.
Thank you, Dottie. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name's Courtney Palm. I work for Northeastern Savings Bank for a very long time. I'm also an Easton resident and grew up here. The bank obviously is, so honored to be Easton's community bank, to support the organizations and nonprofits that keep our community thriving, and we are beyond excited to be part of the tricentennial. We've got some great events coming up, and that partnership is so important to us, and it's not necessarily always about giving, but I always say, the more the community does with us, the more we can do for the community. But we're really proud to be Easton's community bank and to partner with all of you and so many more. So thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. I want to ask Dave Clifton to wrap it up. We've got about 10 minutes left, and Dave probably has the most to talk about out of everybody because the tricentennial is doing so many things. But before I do that, I just want to recognize ECAT and Adam. They are such a great partner to... Such a great partner to the district, to the town, to all of you. They're everywhere, every concert, every event, the cold, heat, you name it, and really do an amazing job. So we really want to thank you, and you particularly, Adam. And now we're going to turn it over to Dave Clifton. And Dave, you got 10 minutes to tell us everything about the tricentennial.
Thank you very much. Usually it takes me 6 minutes to introduce myself. But the fact is, it is an honor and a privilege for me to join you for breakfast today. I did want to I'm going to put them right on the table here, Dottie. I first of all would like to thank you for inviting me to be at the breakfast today, to not only enjoy Jones muffins, but at the same time enjoy the fellowship and to be able to meet other people. And I appreciate your remark about creativity, and I've seen a lot of that this year. Much appreciation, of course, to the Easton Shoveltown Cultural District. Certainly, they're going to be very much involved in our celebration. It has been an honor and a privilege for me to serve as chair, working with a very hard-working committee, appointed by Dottie and the other select board members back in December of 2022. And I remember our very first meeting in January of 2023. We sat there, the 10 of us, and some of the questions that came up were, what are we going to do for the tricentennial celebration? How are we going to raise the money? How much money do we need? What kinds of activities are we going to have? Well, the good news is 2025 has finally arrived. We had our very first event on January 4th, the kickoff event at Stonehill College, and the Stonehill College Police did an estimate of about 2,500 people that showed up for the first event. Now we have 8 events on 7 different days. We actually refer to them as our major events, but we also have 6 to 8 partnership events. And let me not forget the annual events that the town has sponsored each year from one year to another. They're all going to be part of the celebration. They're all going to be in our community calendar. They're all going to be in the anniversary book, which is the last thing that we present to the town, a momentum of exactly what the whole celebration is about. And that is to celebrate the history of the town of Easton. Can you imagine 1725 to 2025, and it's arrived. And I'm so happy to have the honor and privilege of serving as the chair and to see the creativity and to see all the volunteers that have multiplied. These are people in the Easton community who are sharing their time, their talent, their ideas, their resources, and of course even their funds. I found out traveling around this community that people are very generous. We had a goal once we came up with the activities and surveyed the community that we would need about $365,000 to do everything that we want to do. We have pledges, and I'm happy to say we found the money to do the celebration. We have pledges for about $365,000, and the donations are still coming in. Yes, we started out with 10 volunteers. We now have 40 or 50 that are active with us, that have commitments. And before all is said and done, we're going to have hundreds of volunteers. It takes about 35 just to line up a parade. And when you take a look at the events that we have, after 2,500 showing up at the first event, we're going to have heavy crowds at all of the events. And we as a community are going to be very proud. Our theme for the celebration is bringing families and community together. That's what our objective is. That was the direction that we got from the Easton Select Board. The town department heads have been terrific, and I say that right on camera. They have been very cooperative. They've stepped up to the plate to do what they can to make a difference. I thank Connor Reed, our town administrator, and Sean, the assistant, for stepping up to do what they can to help make things a little easier for us to do. I'm so thrilled to see the cooperation. Not too many people have said no to us. It's time for this community to celebrate. Yes, and I say that very softly, the world's gotten a little crazy. It's time for the town of Easton to be positive, to celebrate, and to be very proud of being able to raise a family in this community. It's a community that shares, that cares. It's a town with people who want to celebrate, and they're so happy that we are celebrating the 300th anniversary for the town of Easton. You may now applaud. And we appreciate ECAT, Easton Community Access Television, for stepping up. Not only have they covered all of our meetings, we have had 50+ meetings. We've talked about everything in town that you could possibly think of. and we've come up with a schedule that we think will be dynamic. Yes, it's time for us to have fireworks. Yes, we're going to have a giant parade. We're going to have a major block party at the Governor Ames estate. Joan already mentioned as the co-chair of her event, the art and cultural event, and that's scheduled for the 26th of April. We also have some partnership events, and on the 19th of April, we're going to have an Easton 300 Family Fun Day at Langwater Farm. We're going to be using all of the facilities in the town, the high school complex, the Governor Ames estate, Borderland State Park, and let's not forget, because Fred and Joan are reminding me, we are going to be using the Oaks Ames Memorial Hall, and we've used this facility also for our meetings. And as I've made the rounds around the community, I think we've done a pretty good job of marketing what's going to happen. Yes, we have thousands of brochures that list the schedule of all the events. Yes, we have hundreds of posters that are going to go in all the businesses in the town of Easton to let people know what's happening. Yes, we have 300 posters in all the yards in town, not all of them, but quite a few. It almost seems like they're in all of them. And if that's not enough, guess what? We're going to have 200 posters that are going to be on all the wooden poles in town, on the parade route, on Center Street, and of course, it's going to be on Main Street. We have them at 5 corners. They're going to be one on 106, and let me not forget Depot Street. That logo, thank you, Piper Janalis. She's the one that put the logo together. She's the one that created the banner, and Ed was our low bidder. He's the guy that did all the posters, the banners, and all the hard work. He's the guy with the hat on, and of course, let me not forget our select board member, Craig, who also wears the hat in town. He's the select board representative on our committee. We still have opportunities if people want to get a banner. They should see me as soon as possible. If there's anybody in this room that wants a banner, I have a form for you to fill out today, and I'm going to take it to the printer because we're already putting them up. And they're going to be up for a year. And what do they cost? $300. What's our webpage? www.easton300.org. And for those people that are traveling over a bridge, I want to make sure you get that. I'll repeat it. www.easton300.org. I know I don't have a lot of time. I'm almost at the end of my 10 minutes. I could talk for another hour, but I can talk because I'm excited about this celebration. I hope that you folks will be excited about it too. I thank each and every one of you for the good work that you do, whether it's the community garden that you're putting together, or whether it's all the events that you folks are involved in. I ask you to join with us. This is a town celebration. This community has a great sense of community. I've seen that as I've traveled around the town. Yes, we put smiles on people's faces. Dale and I have been all around town with our costumes on. I didn't wear it today because it's being washed for the next event. I'm only kidding. But I just want you to know that there's so much to talk about with all the events that are coming up. Make sure you make it a point on Flag Day, which is June 14th. We have a number of events that are taking place. It starts off with a flag ceremony to salute the red, white, and blue, the American flag. That's going to start at 4 o'clock. We're going to have a flyover during the flag ceremony to honor the community and to honor the veterans in the town of Easton. It's going to be followed by a community picnic. Bring your chair, bring your blanket, bring your picnic if you want. There'll be food trucks there. It's a great way to celebrate. and to have a great sense of family here in the town of Easton. There'll be a band concert from 7 to 9:15. Notice I said 9:15. We're going to have some music play when the fireworks go off at 9. It'll be a gigantic fireworks display. And the parade on July 12th. We change it from July 4th to the July 12th because people go on vacations. And we can get any band we want because nobody else has a parade on that particular day. See, we are smart in making those decisions. I want to thank all the people out there in the community for being so generous to contribute to this celebration. Yes, I'm meeting with the police chief to go over a safety plan, which is so important when we bring crowds together like we expect to have. We want the whole town to be involved. We want all the town departments to be involved. We're going to have the largest parade the town has ever had. It's so long and so many people are going to be in the parade that I'm wondering if there's going to be anybody watching. The fact is, we're going to have a flyover for this parade. It's going to come down Center Street. It's going to line up at 9 a.m. It's going to go off at 10. It'll end at 12, but there'll be lots of memories. There's a cookbook out there that's going like hotcakes. If you haven't seen it, make sure you get a copy of it. We ordered 300 of those. We have a post office box. Guess what our number is? 300. The fact is, I've come to the end of what I want to say because I only had 10 minutes. And I just want you to know that I want you to have as much fun with this celebration as the committee's having. And I give a special thank you, Courtney, to you and all the sponsors who have come forward to join in as we celebrate the history of the town of Easton. And I'll tell you what else is going to go like hotcakes. It's going to be the anniversary book. Make sure you get a copy of that. It'll be there for years to come. And of course, the time capsule, we're going to be opening it up in front of the Select Board and the Historical Society. And then we're going to put together other things that are going to be buried. That ends my conversation. And thank you so much, Dottie.
Thank you so much, Dave. It's always a treat to hear everything that's going on with the 300. And we appreciate you being here so bright and early this morning with all your props. So thank you, everyone. That concludes what we were going to do for our program this morning. And we hope that everyone will continue to send your information to Amy about any events you have going on. Let's try to amplify each other's organizations through social media. Even just liking, sharing really goes a long way to boosting up that the messaging. And check out our newsletter for all of the events that we have going on and that we'll be sharing with the 300th as well. So you're welcome to stay and network or rush to work, or if anybody wants to see the hall, Sean, if you want me to take you on a quick tour of the hall, I got 5 minutes before I have to leave for work. So thank you, everyone.